All right. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to This Is Not Happening, another X-Files podcast.
The only X-Files
with me,
podcast
your host, and Andrew, my good friend and co-host, the Season 8 Best of Worst of Awards show. Andrew, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, well, I'm great, as usual. I've dusted off the old tuxedo and thrown it on there to, I don't know what's happening with my closet, but it seems the tuxedo has shrunk a little bit. But I've still managed to get it on. Buttons are popping. But
Buttons are popping.
Super excited for this one because I had a hard time deciding which was the worst.
I actually sat down with the whole track list here, and I'm like, okay, Mike, this one's going to require some thought because I've got thoughts and feelings about Season 8 that I don't think a lot of people share, but I had to kind of put my noggin to it and come up with some answers today for tonight's big questions, and I think I might turn some heads, but we'll see.
Okay, well, I'm always curious how we land in terms of our choices. Like sometimes they line up and sometimes they don't, and I'm curious about this one.
Absolutely. For those of you who haven't been paying attention,
Or
Fox
new
Mulder,
listeners who
or
haven't
new listeners
listened to our entire catalog yet.
Fox Mulder was only in half the episodes this season, so I'm intrigued also about the listener poll, the Facebook poll that we had, to see what everyone thought of Season 8.
Kind of see what it.
I did not look at it.
Taint your results.
I don't like to look at those. I like to come in blind and be surprised.
Well,
so
you will be surprised.
I hope so. See, the seasons 8 and 9, it's hit or miss with people, so it's always interesting what they decide here. So I'm very interested to get into that. As normal, for anyone who may or may not know, we go bottom 3 first, starting with the least offensive episode to our most offensive episode.
I think we need to clarify that they're all bad. At least for me, they're all bad.
Apparently.
But well, I mean, not all the episodes in Season 8. I should clarify.
I thought you were admitting something. I thought you were finally 8 seasons in admitting that you just don't like the show.
No. There are legit a couple of Season 8 episodes that I did like and managed to put on my top 3. But no, with Season 3 as the bottom 3, it is the top 3 of the bottom. That doesn't make it any clearer, I think.
Bottom. Okay. So what Andrew is saying is he doesn't like any of these episodes, but he had to put them in some sort of order to fit the show.
Yes, to accommodate our requirements of the top 3, bottom 3 structure, I had to choose 3 that I thought were the best. And I had to choose, of all 21 episodes, 22 episodes, which ones were the worst. And that, for me, was a bit of a challenge because there was a lot this season I did not like. I thought they were hitting a lot of foul balls this particular season. So, but I did manage.
All right.
I did manage to find the bottom 3.
Well, I cannot wait, sir.
I bet you can't.
We are going to start with our 3rd worst episode. And Andrew, would you like to go first?
Or would you like so, me to? Rounding out the least worst of Season 8 is Badla.
Oh.
Yeah, it was, I guess it needs to have 3 A's at the end of Badla to make it accommodate my structure. But as I said there, it's Conventional Monster of the Week episode. Chris Carter is trying to figure out another mythology to bind some episodes together. I am not in love with that one. It's got some good elements, and I do admit I like to see Chuck Burks, even if it's going to be the last time. But Scully and Doggett just struggle to get through that plot. And I don't know why the villain is doing what he's doing. It is completely opaque. Do not need things spelled out for me, and we get a few little breadcrumbs from the script. But other than that, like, why? Why is he doing this? This is the thing I was asking the entire episode. And why is he aiming to kill the 11-year-old boys? I mean, it's just so weird, this episode. Did not like.
Okay. We're good to know. I Do you want to just do drum roll right now?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say a few words about how you love that.
Well, I will. Let's just do the drum roll.
Oh, okay. I think I know this.
Badla.
Oh,
okay, number
wow,
3.
okay.
So we align on this one.
We align. Maybe we'll align on everything for season 8.
I don't think we will.
Tell me
I'm just
your
going to
thoughts
predict that.
tell me your thoughts
I
on
mean,
Badla.
Badla, yeah, I mean, it's just a confusing episode. Like you were saying, it just feels unfocused, and we don't exactly know why things are going. I know that they imply that the SETI mystic is seeking revenge for the death of his child, which is fine. I can buy that. You know, that's a great storyline, a revenge on a corporation that killed people with their shenanigans. That's fine. My issue comes down to more of the powers. And
oh yeah,
I feel like the episode was written to be gross. Like, this is a gross concept. There's no reason other than grossness to have a being hitch a ride in someone's asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they started with. So if that's what he's doing, if he needs to do that to get to America, as is implied, then why does he also have the ability to bamboozle everyone within a 1 mile radius as to what they're seeing? It's like, I feel like he could get to America in a much simpler way. Maybe not. Then, you know, that feels tacked on.
Yeah.
He needs to do something gross. Oh yeah, let's also give him the ability to throw a spell over everyone in the vicinity to make him look like a businessman or someone applying for a job. It's a little wishy-washy and it's unnecessary. I think the positives, I will say, are that we do get a fun scene with Doggett and Burks.
Yeah.
The camera trick scene, that's a nice one. We get good stuff from Gillian Anderson. Scully shooting a kid, that I can see her grappling with that, and that is a powerful scene.
Just tacked on.
I don't think the episode deserves it.
Oh, I just realized there's a perfect soundboard for Badla.
Uh-oh.
This is where you pucker up and kiss my ass.
Oh. But I mean, the positives, those 2 positives I noted, greatly overshadowed by the rest of the episode. And in any bad script fashion, those good moments, they're definitely fleeting. And we do get the eyes open at the end of the episode. He was never in America, apparently. Which is another problem.
Or he's got a twin brother.
He projected himself, supposedly. So then why then does he need to hitch a ride in someone's asshole?
It's
it's not real.
Well, they do like their circular plots and the idea that the villain could return at any moment. I mean, that is
that's fine.
So old
I get
for them,
that.
but you're never going to see this guy again.
No. But yeah.
Yep.
Third worst, sir. Third worst.
Well, we've locked that one down for all time. So are we ready to get to our second worst choices?
I am ready.
Okay, well, let's move on to the second worst of season 8. So without further ado, my second worst is The Gift.
The Gift?
Yes.
Oh,
I did not like this episode either. I feel like there were a lot of concessions made, leaving the writers with no choice but to come up with a Doggett story where there are elements of Mulder and none of it satisfying. We get this weird element of Mulder's cancer story. I mean, his decision to go kill the dude instead of accept its help. It's strange considering what we've seen him in the past. And I mean, this is them having David Duchovny for a limited window and not wanting to bring Mulder back yet. So it's like, all right, we got to do a flashback story. And I can imagine the viewers in 2001 were a bit frustrated to see Mulder there, but yet not there. And then the worst plot crime is the death and rebirth of John Doggett and the absolute lack of fallout from this plot revelation. As per usual, it's like this thing happened and then they just walk away from it. And all we get is him looking at his typewriter going, I don't know how I'm going to write this report up.
It just cuts to the guy who's writing the script. His hands up in the air. I've kind of written myself into a corner here.
I, like Doggett, do not know how to end this episode, so just have him do it.
He leaves. Everything's good.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll never think about it ever again.
Okay.
So maybe you love the gift. I don't know, but I'm sure we disagreed about it.
I'll be honest. It's not on my list of any kind. So I'll just throw that out there for people. Knock one episode off the whole list to narrow down what my searches or my ideas could be. But I got to say, it was a contender for best.
Wow, really?
For me, yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm surprised, because you didn't... I know the vomiting of Agent Doggett bothered you. I don't recall you hating the episode that vehemently. So this is interesting to me that it's your second worst episode of the season.
Don't get me wrong. There were a lot of episodes that vied for the title for season 8. But
God,
there were just a few things there that I was okay with in the other ones.
I am standing in a desert here by myself, I think. I am the only fan of season 8, it sounds like.
Well,
oh boy.
I mean, tell me how much you love the gift then. I don't know. What were its redeeming qualities?
Hey man, this is your rodeo, and I am just... Never mind. I don't know. I like the gift. I think it's actually a really fun story, just because I think I like the premise of it, the idea of like the healing creature, kind of the cleansing of it. I'm okay with being eaten and vomited up. That's fine. I play video games. I've seen crazier shit. So, but that's not... I understand it's a lot to wrap your head around. And it might be too much, and in this case, I guess it is. But
we align on one thing, and that is once the show goes way too far into pure magic or superpowers, it loses us both. And for me, the monster is magic. Like, there is no way to explain how it does what it does. So, like, the show, in my mind, works best when it is just on the edge of, like, there is no rational explanations. I don't know. There doesn't have to be a purely defined, I can understand this explanation. There really doesn't. But there has to be something. It works best when there's something you can dig into and go, I could see that happening. Whereas this episode, it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, vomit, dog it back into reality. He was blown up by a shotgun and now he's back. So it lost me completely.
Fair enough, man.
All right.
I can't fault you for your opinion, sir. But very interesting. Very interesting. It does show, ladies and gentlemen, just where we sit on the fence of this entire experiment that is This Is Not Happening in Another X-Files podcast, how different our opinions can be.
Well, that is true. And on that note, I think it's time to move on and get your choice for second worst of season 8.
Empedocles.
Yeah.
So, what if hate was contagious is, I think, the overall idea for this episode. It's interesting. I guess it's, in a weird way, surprisingly relevant to today's socio-political climate, but kind of a boring episode. While I appreciate that they get moving on Luke's story, Agent Doggett's son, it feels a little contrived to have it happen this way, to draw Doggett in. I feel like they could have approached that a little bit cleaner of a way, a more interesting way than a random dude who we have no idea gets killed in a 2-second car chase at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
We have no idea what's going on. And to find out he's an important character in Doggett's life is underwhelming. I think it's kind of a waste.
Yeah.
They could have gotten Doggett on this case or brought attention to it again in a much more interesting way. So,
well, I think this is probably a case where they had an idea for a story and then they took some bolts and put Doggett's story onto it. Like, it wasn't enough, maybe Fireman wasn't enough for his own story, so they thought, well, we need to start rolling out the Doggett story, and this is a good through line for it.
Right.
There's a whole thing with Scully, and they introduced Monica Reyes. Like, there's just such a mishmash of different stuff. Believe me, this one was on my list. And if it was a top 4, bottom 4, then I would totally be talking about Empedocles, but no, it's I don't know.
I think its worst sin for me is just that it's kind of just boring. What really bothers me about the episode is that Mulder's in it. He's back doing FBI things, which is fine.
Yeah.
And we need that, because he's now alive again and he's not been fired yet.
Yeah.
So having him interact with Doggett and Reyes is always interesting, but he's kind of playing ping pong with them where Reyes is trying to get him to believe or stick his nose where it shouldn't be, perhaps. And, she's kind of trying to put him in his place, which is bothersome because I don't think that's accurate. I know they're just trying to get under Mulder's skin, but they're making her a little too direct in a way that's off-putting, especially because her character's so new. It's like...
who is this character even?
But then he's trying to look into it to help Doggett, and then Doggett gets angry, and he backs off, and then he tries to take Doggett's side when Doggett and Reyes are arguing back and forth. And he's like, if Doggett doesn't want to believe or can't, then that's up to him. And he's like, he looks to Doggett for approval. And then it's at that moment that Doggett decides, well, maybe I'll consider it. And it's like, Mulder just can't win in this episode. It frustrates the hell out of me because
you like
I feel
to see your
bad
friends
for
get
him.
along.
I do.
I will say that I think, and we've noted in the past, that a lot of bad episodes have some good thing in them that makes them redeemable. Yeah. The Doggett Mulder connections here, like the scenes they shared together, that's good stuff. That's good plot juice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The problem is that they exist outside of the episode. It's like you'd have that in any episode and it'd be good to watch, but it happened to be in this episode. So it doesn't really save it. Like absolutely I said, I didn't like it either. So yeah, totally agree with that choice.
That moment that they have in the hall, they're talking about hate or whatever being kind of a poison or something that goes from person to person. Very good scene.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could have approached, like I said, getting Doggett to this case in a different way that would still make that powerful and perhaps the whole episode a little bit more potent. In the end, it's just kind of a episode. So
I totally agree with your choice.
That is my number 2.
Well, good stuff. Which brings us, of course, to the worst of season 8. Oh
boy.
I wonder if we are going to select the same episode.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I don't think we will. I have...
Do you think you can guess what mine will be?
If I had to guess.
I have referenced it so many times.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Okay, so now let me just do a quick think for a second. I'm going to say Existence.
Okay, well, here we go. My worst episode of season 8 is Via Negativa.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. All right. Let's have it.
Well, I had a hard time getting my head around that episode. And normally I'm a sucker for psychic stuff. But even that was not really happening in this episode. I mean, there's this implication that the guy is able to manifest his will into nightmares and kill his victims. And we already saw that in Sleepless, but it's kind of different here. And they've even got the lone gunman in this episode, but it doesn't do anything for the plot. Like, why bring them into this episode? It was a weird draw. I mean, they kind of offer some clues to Doggett that he probably would have gotten to on his own. It's this plot vehicle for Doggett. We get to see some character acting from him, which is great, but the script gives us no explanation for how the deaths are actually physically possible. I mean, at least in Sleepless, they tried to do that. They kind of imagined the violence on themselves and they manifested it. Here, it's just like, no, there's an axe in the head. That's how it happened. Where's the axe? Well, there's no idea. And even Kirsch is the guy who calls it out. It's like the only possible person who could explain it's in a coma. So we'll just pin the case on them and we're good. And just forget about it. Which is exactly how I felt about this episode. It's like, well, we made it through it and it's time to forget it.
Interesting. I value your opinion, sir, and I respect it. But all I have to say is this.
Oh, you found the soundboard. Very good.
I disagree.
Oh, you do like Via Negativa, do you?
I do. I'm not surprised that you picked it because if anything, I would say that your commentary during the episode was very
emphatic.
Not like it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was over the top, but it was noticeable enough to be like, I don't think Andrew likes this episode.
We're going to hear about this later.
But yeah, exactly. That being said, I don't think you were...
Have I been more vocal about other episodes?
Yeah, you've been more vocal about other episodes, I think. And with how much we bashed Existence, I think I expected that one. So I'm a little surprised, but not surprised that Via Negativa made it. And you did reference it to Sleepless, and I think that's accurate to a point.
I can and Existence was close. I'll explain why I didn't put it on the list.
Oh, please.
I only hated one thing in that episode. I mean, I probably disliked a couple of things, but the absolute jaw dropper of them, Mulder and Skinner putting Scully into Krychek's care, take care of her. Like that stopped the episode for me, and I had to really roll my eyes at it. But apart from that, there's some good stuff.
I gotta be honest. You were bringing that up
all
through
the time.
2 episodes.
Yeah,
I thought that sealed the deal, but I guess not.
No, because the rest of the episode was marginally all right. They brought in a lot of good stuff.
True.
But and the death of Krychek, again, it's the thing that elevates the episode. And so you can be like, oh, this terrible thing happened, but otherwise there's some good stuff and it balances out. But Via Negativa, nothing can save that episode for me.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
So we
all right.
Only left with then the worst of season 8 for Mike. Please get ready. Tell me.
Well, first off, do you have a guess?
Oh,
Since I guessed. Do you have a guess? It's okay if you don't.
No. I did it to you, so I should do. I think it's going to be Invocation.
Okay, a fair choice.
It's a pretty bad episode.
I'm going to go with Dead Alive.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes, Mulder's second half of a return in this one. It was the moment perhaps we had been waiting for all season, or at least the half a season. Conclusion to a pretty decent episode, if you want my honest opinion. I think This Is Not Happening, the episode, set it up pretty well. They did the UFO hunting down. They brought on Skinner, Doggett, Scully. Even though it was kind of like they didn't know what they were doing, they wanted to assume that people were going to be deposited where they were. That's fine. And it was a race against the clock to hopefully find Mulder in time. So I enjoyed that aspect of the episode, and I think they set it up for Dead Alive to be interesting. But Dead Alive just takes it to the super X-Files conspiracy portion of the show. Confusing directions, it always does, by bringing in Krychek. Does he have a vaccine? Does he even know what's going on?
Yeah.
Is he bullshitting everyone again? Why must Mulder die? Doesn't make sense. Scully's baby must die. But oh wait, if you kill Mulder, I guess it can live, even though the rest of the show's original run revolves around the baby's significance, and people incessantly want it for various motives, including killing it. So the question is, what the fuck is going on in this episode?
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, as much as I like the gift, Andrew, and the vomiting and making things happy again for Doggett, I'm okay with that. My biggest complaint about Dead Alive is I don't like the resolution. Skinner, he tries to kill Mulder,
but that ends up
because he doesn't know what else to do, but ends up saving him because he didn't need care.
Yeah.
And that's the big plan. Like, that's the big twist.
And it turns out they can just give him some antivirals and he'll be fine.
Yeah, just take some Tylenol.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. I'm like,
yeah.
What? That's your answer? Like, don't give him assistance and he'll die? But that...
I mean...
It calls into question I don't know. I guess you need the meds because Billy Miles was deposited in Ocean and turned into himself. But then the medical equipment, I guess, assisted him along. I have a hard time believing that if Billy Miles was left alone in the Ocean, he would have survived after becoming human.
But
Like,
he's
I don't.
a super soldier now, so he can't die, apparently.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. Whatever.
He'll just swim to shore. That's all. Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot about This Is Not Happening in Dead Alive. I didn't like them either. But
I'll give it to This Is Not Happening, despite your complaint about the script at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big one.
I think it's a decent episode. I'm okay with the religious zealot kind of leading the episode. That's fine. He's helping people. And it's really tense when Scully's rushing back to speak to Jeremiah Smith. Great moment in that. Kind of like Essence, where there's such a wonderful action scene and sequence, a cat and mouse game at the end of that episode. It makes it really exciting.
Yep.
Despite the episode's flaws. So that does it for me for This Is Not Happening. And I just think that Dead Alive dropped the ball.
Listen, I totally agree with you. I did not like the way that Mulder was brought back. And I mean, that's always the way it is with those kind of episodes. You know that Mulder's going to be alive by the end of it. The fun of watching the episode is answering the question
how
of how
will they do it?
You know, how are they going to do it? And you're right. I think they did drop the ball on that question of how are they going to do it? Because it's rambling and weird, and then ultimately stuff happens and he's back. So, and again, there's no real fallout for him coming back. We have a few flashbacks to the pain he endured, but soon enough, he's munching on sunflower seeds and doing his old Mulder thing, and everything's fine. So, I agree with your choice.
Yeah, it was a toss-up because there are episodes I dislike a lot in this season, but I had to give it to Dead Alive just simply because it was a botched landing.
Yep.
You know, they had an exciting question the first half of the show, even give or take, obviously. Not every episode was dedicated to it, but
yeah,
the idea that they're searching for Mulder and how are they going to pull this off? I mean, the best moment is when he wakes up, but it's not enough to seal the deal, so I don't know.
Well, it's the 30 seconds of screen time he actually has, other than just as a body on a slab. So
yeah,
got to make the most of it.
Absolutely.
Well, good choice, my friend. Good choice. That ends us at the end of our worst of season 8. And now it's time for us to transition into the best of season 8. So do we want to talk about the Facebook poll before we dive into it?
Please, I am very intrigued to see what our fair listeners have decided.
Okay, well, the result of the Facebook poll, the third most voted for episode, the third most liked by our listening audience is Red Rum.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Good choice.
Excellent choice. The second most liked episode, Existence. And the first most liked, the one that had the most votes, the one that the audience thought was the best of season 8, Per Manum.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not fucking kidding you. That is where the votes landed.
Interesting.
I know.
Per Manum.
I think we got a lot of shippers out there. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm shocked.
There's
some
lovey-dovey stuff
wrong.
between Mulder and Scully. Of course.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a role in that one, I guess. So it was exciting to see him again.
Makes the heart
I gotta be
go
honest.
pitter-patter.
And that's fair.
Not on your list?
No judgment here. My surprise, I think, is because it's so low on my list of repeats. As I've said many times, I used to listen to these episodes ad nauseum, working at Chrysler, and just being in a factory. It was not one that I went, I'm going to listen to that right now. It's usually a skip, but good to know.
Yeah,
good to know.
Well,
Very interesting.
Thank you very much, everybody, for voting on the Facebook poll and participating in our little experiment. No matter what we think your choice is, it's all about democracy.
Absolutely. It's that time, everyone. The Magus Media Production Sales Pitch. Please check out our homepage at magusmediaproductions.net so you can stay up to date on all of our shows. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/magusmediaproductions, both of which have our Discord link on it, where you can join us for live shows as we record them for future release. At Magus Media Prods on X, our Patreon, patreon.com/magusmedia, where a $5 donation will help us keep the lights on and bringing you new content, and you get some stickers. Thank you for your consideration and support.
Well, now it's time for us to talk about our crazy opinions.
Okay, Andrew.
Yeah.
So we are on the third best episode of season 8. What is your choice?
Okay. Well, for me, the third best episode, I'm going to make it a sort of a combo, a tie, because it is a two-parter. It's going to be Within and Without.
Ooh.
So I think this is one of the, like they do 3 two-parters in season 8. And for me, it's the only one that really works. Doesn't work super well, but at least it kind of works. Like it exits the end and sets up season 8 pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a big amount of lifting it has to do to bring in Robert Patrick as Doggett. And I like the way that they brought him in. I thought it was a nice, they're at loggerheads. They don't like each other, and it's going to be a rocky road for a while. I like that setup.
Absolutely.
We get Gibson Praise back in there. Hit or miss about how that works, but it does work. We got some lovely alien shapeshifter shenanigans. It's good stuff. There's a lot that works in that two-parter. I do like how they use Skinner. And Kirsch coming back to be the bad guy. I mean, it just sets up a lot of good stuff, and it works for me. They critically underuse the lone gunman, so that's the only thing that kind of lets me down a bit. But otherwise, I like what they're doing with this, and I thought it was a very good two-parter. And like you, I like to give a nod to the mythology in these top 3, bottom 3 episodes, and that's where I'm going to do it. I thought it was very good.
We'll do the drum roll.
Oh, I think I know how this is going to go. So, Mike, what's your your third most for season
Within,
8?
sir. And I'll combine it too, Within, Without.
Okay.
But I really wanted to focus on Within.
Within, specifically. Okay, well, talk to me about Within.
I just think it was a great way to start the season. Mulder's been abducted, Scully and Skinner working together like never before, and that reintroduction of Kirsch as, oh man.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him since season 6. It's been 2 years, and now he's more in charge of the FBI than ever before. So now he controls Skinner, and that's a big kind of upping of the ante.
Yeah.
I love the introduction of Doggett. It's very dramatic. Fun to watch those two, Scully and Doggett, interact for the first time and see how they work together, quote unquote, but don't work together. So there's a lot to sink your teeth into. Yeah. I think a big part of it is the fact that the audience, we were keyed up from season 7's finale. What are they going to do? We know David's left the show essentially, but Mulder's in the credits. What's he going to do? Where's he going to show up?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's not perfect, but manages to really keep the focus on Scully and Doggett's antagonistic relationship. And it ends with what appears to be Mulder with Gibson Praise held at gunpoint by Doggett. And it's a really amped up ending that I actually really appreciate. He pulls the gun on Mulder and it goes to black, and it's really good stuff. So
yeah, great
setup for Without. And again, Without is a great capper to that story arc. So I like it. Yeah. I like both of them, but I wanted to focus on Within.
And I'm right there with you. I thought it was a very good episode. Yeah, I basically think I've said it all. So I would, again, other than it, they clearly launched into it with a good idea.
Absolutely.
And they've had this problem before in the show when actors are going to be unavailable to them. How do they navigate that? And in this case, they were able to put David Duchovny as, Fox Mulder on the sidelines and let the show progress. They took a chance by bringing in Doggett as another character, and it really paid off. So,
absolutely,
good for them, really.
And just delicately towing that line, just the way they introduce him, kind of a dick move he pulls on Scully in an attempt to maybe make us not like him immediately. But I loved him immediately. I don't know what it is. I like the way they introduce them, and they kind of ease them into working together by the end of Without. So good stuff.
Yeah, it's very good stuff. Okay, well, we're getting closer to the end of our top 3 section for season 8. Are you ready for my second choice, my second best episode of season 8? I don't know why the audience is applauding there.
They were very excited for me to answer the question and for you to get to your second best episode. Yes, sir, I am excited.
All right, well, cue the drum roll. Here we go. For me, second best episode of season 8 is Essence.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we covered it recently, so it's fresh in my mind. It's the chase at the end. That's what really brings this episode to sharp relief. It is not a great two-parter. I did not like lots of it. I'll go over it again. The handoff is clearly sticking in my craw. But as always, there are usually some good things in the episodes where you go, "Wow, that's a nice bit of business." You know, there's some surprise, and just the way they sculpted the chase sequence at the end really worked. It was completely undercut by the reveal of Agent Crane being a super soldier at the end, and you're like, "But why did he let them do that?
What is going on?"
But if you just ignore that, like tossing Billy Miles off the edge in the garbage truck, and then you realize it's the plot that they put together. I mean, I've seen that episode before, and I still forgot that came. So I'm like, right. And and they talked about having a plan, and this was the plan, and they did it. It's a refreshing bit of teamwork, or at least it shows them as capable characters, and you like to see that. And it was smartly done. And that's, I'm afraid to say, for season 8, a little bit rare. They don't always see that. Usually they're just charging in with a gun and a net saying, "We'll deal with the monster." But here it's like Billy Miles is the decapitator. He's impossible to stop. So how are you going to do this? And they come up with a really, really neat solution. So I liked it a lot.
I like that, and I could be just mind farting it right now, but there's no indication that they've actually sat down and formulated a plan. Like, we don't have that thought. Obviously, they're trying to exit the building, and we know that they need to work together in some capacity. But I like that it came out of nowhere that, no, what they're doing is something that they've thought out.
Yeah, exactly.
Very tense scene. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Like, they should have ended this season with that. That would have been fantastic. But...
Well, Scully had to have the baby, so.
I guess. I'm just saying. But great choice. I was actually, when you chose your worst of the season, I was surprised that Existence's faux pas did not seal the deal on these two.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I did go back and forth on that, but there are a couple of good things that happened in there that I was like, it's not the worst, even though I did sort of get stuck on that point a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's my choice. Is it time for you to discuss your second?
I think it is. The audience hasn't said anything yet.
Oh, okay. Well, here they're polite, so we'll give them a little.
Thank you, front row. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. The real applause. They've been cajoled into getting in there. So, Mike.
All right. Second best episode of the season is Patience.
Hey, all right.
Classic fucking X-Files. Perfect case for Doggett's first monster of the week, if you will. Something gross, unbelievable, and fun to deal with. It is written in a way that puts Scully in charge without really having all the answers. And Doggett plays the role of balancing attitudes between Scully and local law enforcement, which I'll admit, they're pretty over the top. They want absolutely nothing to do with the FBI, but most importantly, her, for no real reason other than to just move the plot along, I guess. the agents actually get some screen time together that really allows them to communicate and understand each other at least a little bit, and perhaps even trust each other. So outside of that, the creature's fun. It has a history to it that, it smells of a cryptid legend that we tell each other or tell ourselves, like the Mothman or Bigfoot, something like that. So I like the idea that they caught one or one of its relatives 40 years ago. That's kind of cool to me. I like that idea. And I like the fact that we don't know if it's dead, which is different than the opening of the eyes or I need a cigarette at the end of the episode. I'm okay with how they resolve this one because dog gets like, I'm pretty sure we both hit it.
Yeah.
And it's off screeching into the night or whatever. I like it. Simple, fun episode. I know you had a problem with the radar complex.
The bunker that was his
on the island.
Desert island, yeah.
And while small things are, it's like, okay, we have some questions. Like, how did the beast who could fly not find you on this island that's like 20 feet away? But I'm okay with it. Whatever. We'll just pretend that he is so well bunkered that the beast did not know he was there. So,
well, listen, I mean, there's a reason it didn't get on my top 3 and it didn't get on my bottom 3 either, which puts it squarely in the middle. There is a lot of good stuff there. And I think the thing I like most about Patience is the relationship between Doggett and Scully. Like, they really do tease out that the beginning is the working relationship they're going to have. And there's some nice tension there. Scully being Scully with local law enforcement, always good to see. Like that. I had my issues with the monster and some of its methods, and that was a bit clunky, but not terrible. So I totally get your choice. The audience also agrees. It was one of the, it got a lot of votes. Didn't make the audience top 3, but it was in there.
Nice. Yeah. Good stuff. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I just think it was one of those episodes that it felt like old school.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
X-Files.
It was a very good Monster of the Week episode.
Yeah.
Okay, well, excellent choices there. Which leaves us with our respective top episodes of Season 8.
Yeah, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. For Season 8, Andrew. For Season 8.
That's true. All right. Well,
what is your favorite episode?
Well, I think it bears repeating. Do you want to make a guess at what my favorite episode is?
Yeah, you know what? I will. Oh man, we've talked about a bunch.
We have.
I'm going to go with Red Rum.
Okay, well, you've locked in your choice, so the drums are rolling, and my top choice for Season 8 is Red Rum.
Yes.
Nailed it, yeah. Interesting plot device, and we've got quality co-stars to give the episode some real depth. Joe Morton, perfectly cast as the everyman who is out of his depth, trying to make sense of a situation that doesn't make any sense. Danny Trejo, the villain with nothing to lose. This is a writer's dream. Putting characters into a situation that's technically impossible and having them respond to it. And they played with a method we've seen in Monday, Field Trip Triangle. Monster of the Week, it works pretty well. Where the monster is the circumstances rather than an actual monster. And the real question is, of course, what happens if Martin doesn't figure out why he's traveling back in time? So there's a lot of really interesting implications in the episode as well. Like, why is he going through this? Is this karma come back to bite him in the ass? And clearly it is, I think. It's a combination of different things happening in this episode. It's just fun to watch, first of all. Great performances, but also some great philosophy behind it. What is this episode? It made us think more than just your average X-File episode. And I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was very much a fun time traveling back with Martin and watching things unfold. Yeah, sure, he's slowly losing his mind because things are happening in backwards order, but that's kind of interesting. And in the end, it turns out to be a redemption thing. He has to atone for what he's done. He's broken the law, and it cost someone their life who did not deserve it. So that's actually a really intriguing concept because the good guy, the guy you're rooting for the whole time, ends up having done something that's very questionable, very not good, I'll just say.
Yeah.
And you kind of grapple like, oh, shoot, I was rooting for this guy. But now,
He's a son of a bitch.
now he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But great episode. Fun to watch. Like you said, the guest actors and actresses very, very much elevate this episode from the judge down to Martin himself.
Yeah.
Great cast of characters.
And I mean, you can cut this if it doesn't fit, but it made me interested enough in this episode to wonder how it would work in real time, as opposed to sort of going back, that I did a recut of the episode and rolled it in chronological order instead of going back in time. And I think it was a very interesting thought experiment.
It was interesting. I watched.
I'd love to be able to share that maybe with our Patreons. I don't know if that's feasible or possible to do. Maybe Patreon has an interface for that. But
oh yeah, we can look into that.
Yeah. So listen, there's another reason to throw us some money because it's really neat. It's darker. I cut it to be much darker, but it's interesting.
It is darker.
All right.
Good stuff, man.
Well,
great choice.
Yeah, indeed. So that leaves us with one more choice. Mike, are you ready? Oh, and I guess I have to guess.
Yeah. What is your guess for my number one?
I think you're going to have put Essence as your top episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well then, let's get ready. Let's get the drummers in position. There you go, gentlemen. Here we go.
You're going to love this.
Oh, are you going to surprise me?
Via Negativa.
Oh, I'm sorry. My finger slipped. Here we go.
No. Yes, Via Negativa.
Wow.
You likened this to Sleepless in season 2, and I do agree on some level. It's very much a similar aspect. It is different, though, and I think the mood and the music really helped me with this one. Dark, gloomy, Doggett's first case by himself, which really opens the door of can Robert Patrick hold his own on the X-Files. Granted, he did have Skinner, but it was a Doggett episode, and it was a truly grotesque case for him to work on. I like the ideas in this episode, the thought about the killer being a dream phantom, not so much it being Tippett himself, but he unleashed something by taking the drugs. It's something he couldn't control, and it's not actually him doing the killing, but a part of him. So I like the idea of that, kind of Freddy Krueger-ish, but not really. It has issues, but
does it?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not worst episode of the season, sir.
It depends who you ask.
I ask sane people. No, but to me, great episode. And when I think season 8, I think of this episode. I think of Patience and Within, things like that. I really, really enjoy dreamlike aspect of this episode that's very unsure. You don't know if you're awake. You don't know if you're asleep. Talking in terms of Doggett in this instance, but I really like the way he responds to it by the end of the episode. He's getting drawn in even though he doesn't want to be and doesn't believe in the paranormal, as we know. So it's very cool to watch him navigate a case like this. And again, the music, the mood, the lighting very much propel this episode for me. I kind of like Trevor in season 6.
Well, that also came out of nowhere. So, yeah.
Yeah. There you go, man.
I'm trying to think of some positive things to say about that episode.
No, you can stand where you're standing. That's fine.
Well, I do like Robert Patrick's performance. Like he's the only thing in there that I think that really worked for me. Like I think it was an absolute waste to use the lone gunman in that episode. I don't know whether they have a contract with those actors. We'll use you for 4 episodes in season 8 or something. And, this is where they wound up having to put him. But like, it just felt dumb to put him there. They explained some symbology on the dollar bill. And it's like, okay, third eye, sure, whatever. And it's like, there's just some plot crimes, like the axe, and the axe is the method.
I think that's part of what makes it interesting for me is because everything's suggestive. You know, they're suggesting that Tippett is killing people, but it's really not him. It's whatever creature or demon that was unleashed by the expanding of his mind. So the weapon of choice, physically, it's inaccessible, but that is the ceremonial weapon or whatever icon that this group was using, not the actual thing, but whatever they align with it somehow. So that is how they're being killed in their brains. I don't know. It's fine. It's interesting to me.
I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm usually a sucker for this kind of episode. I love psychic stuff, but there are just so many elements that are unexplainable and they walk away from it. You know, there's so much like, look at this cool thing and forget about it because it's, you know, I do not want to expend the effort to try and tease out how it happened. So I will walk away from it. So much so that by the end, Kirsch literally says the same thing. He's like, well, we got our man.
We got our guy.
And I guess we're done with this. Let's move on. It's like, okay, why did I watch this? You know, I guess Doggett's a little freaked out now. I mean,
part of it maybe why I'm drawn towards the episode is because it is a character study in a sense where we were watching Doggett, someone who is a non-believer, react to the situation happening to him. In Sleepless, it doesn't happen to Scully, so we don't get that aspect. We get the case and Preacher projecting images, which is similar but different. In this case, it's about to happen to Doggett. He's dealing with something that he doesn't believe in, but there are aspects of it that seep into his consciousness. He's like struggling with himself. I don't believe in this stuff, but I'm getting freaked out by what's going on. And then we don't know if he's asleep or awake a couple times. And he's freaking himself out. He's psyching himself out. And by the end, he is supposedly saved by Scully waking him up, which is, it's fun. I don't know. I like it.
Well, everybody is entitled to their opinion, I think is how we're gonna settle on that one.
Yes.
I'm impressed that Existence did not end up on your top list at all.
You know, I thought about it, and of course I like it. I don't think it's as bad as perhaps we discussed the other week, but yeah, I don't think there's enough there to propel it past Patience and Via Negativa or Within. I think it was a fun ending. The kind of beating you over the head with the religious symbolism probably dropped it down a bit for me because it's just too on the nose. And then the questions we had. There's very much why did the super soldiers let the baby live after all that nonsense? What's going on? What is the goal here? And at least try to explain how that happened. And I know they touch on it with Mulder saying maybe the baby wasn't what they thought it was, but what did they think was like? And I don't know.
Why did they not just kill everybody? You know,
why didn't they take it as insurance? Take it to mommy or the queen and be like, hey, should we kill it or not? You know, check it out.
Yeah, they've done a lot of killing this episode, but they're going to stop here.
They're going to stop here because it looks human. So, okay, that's fine. Overall, I like Essence and Existence. I really do.
Yeah.
And you can't escape that freaking chase scene. It's fantastic.
Well, exactly. That's why I threw it onto my list.
Yeah.
You know, if we're talking about Via Negativa, I guess I do have something to say, and that would be that compare it to Roadrunners. I mean, they're very different episodes, but in Roadrunners, you've got a thing which you can wrap your head around. You know, they give you the antagonist and the method, and they don't tell you how everything works, but it does. There's inference that you draw, and you're like, oh, I get why they're doing this now. And then there's the reveal that, you know, the victim is the bad guy. There's some nice reveals there that work that did not happen for me with Via Negativa. And I think because you have an issue sometimes when I say, oh, you know, I don't like this, and you know, it feels too far from quote unquote reality, or at least it feels like it doesn't make sense. And that is probably how I want to illustrate that is in something like Roadrunners, it's still sci-fi. There is no creature out there, I'm hoping, that can do that thing that it does. But they give you enough things to look at and understand that you go, I can get this as a viewer. Whereas Via Negativa, it's just all over the place. And they don't satisfactorily explain enough for you to draw your own conclusions. Whereas in Via Negativa, there's just not enough there. So, whereas I think Roadrunners did a better job of that kind of Monster of the Week scenario. So, that.
Well, I mean, leave it to Vince Gilligan to at least tie it together, perhaps a little bit better than other people.
Yeah.
But surprising, ladies and gentlemen, he was not on either of our lists.
It's unfair, to put him on the list because he's such an easy win, And did he only do Roadrunners in this season?
He may have had more to do with show running by this point. But yeah, I think that was his only episode.
Well, he directed that one too, didn't he?
Did he? I'm not sure.
I think he may have. I think there was one that he did. Let me see here. It was directed by Rod Hardy. So
okay,
blows that theory out of the water. Did he do anything else? What did he do in season 8? No, that was the only one he did. I mean, he was the executive producer on everything else, but
right.
That was the only writer thing he did. He'll do 2 more in season 9. Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, there you go. Well, we made it through season 8. The top 3, bottom 3. How are you feeling about season 8 then, in the rear view mirror?
I am happy with season 8. I'm surprised we're here, and I'm very excited to get into season 9, despite any reservations I might have with certain things. But yeah, I think season 8 turned out very well. We obviously differ on opinions pretty significantly, which I'm not sure. Have we had a you hate this episode so much, I love this episode so much?
Well, I guess it'd be a negativa.
Well, I know, but have we ever had that before in an award show?
That's interesting.
I don't know that we have, but I'm not going to go listening now. But
review all the episodes. Send some stickers to somebody if they have an answer for us. Well, I mean, there's always a first, I suppose. But I actually will take this opportunity to make a confession.
Uh-oh.
I realized I have not watched season 9.
At all?
At all.
Oh, boy.
So every episode's going to be a surprise for me.
Well, tell you what, good buddy. You, as a gift, can have Providence and Providence. I'm just going to give you that as a nice gift wrap package.
Oh, yeah? Are they the only good ones?
You can cover those. I don't want to do it.
And you'll do everything else?
I'll do everything else. You can do those 2 episodes. Well, that's interesting. I'm surprised you haven't seen season 9.
I know. Well, maybe I've seen 1 or 2 and I just don't remember. But because during the Let's See How Much Mike Knows About Music challenge, I was watching some of the clips on that, like sort of scrubbing through them. I'm like, nope, I don't remember any of this. So I'm pretty sure I never watched season 9.
I'm not going to say you're going to love it, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
That the show can carry itself without David Duchovny. So.
All right. Well, I'm excited to start getting into season 9, and I hope you listeners will come back. I'm sure we're going to have a little bit of a hiatus as we recharge our batteries and maybe enjoy.
Yeah, it'll probably be at least a couple of weeks. So keep listening. Maybe go through some of your favorite episodes, but we will be back. And when season 9 graces your podcast app of choice, you'll know.
Oh, and we'll trumpet the news on Facebook and all of your social media that it's happening. Until then, thank you very much for your attention. This is a lovely project, and glad you're sticking with us. Mike, I think you get to have the final word.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we will see you in season 9. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you liked what you heard, please rate and review on your podcast app of choice. Andrew and I would be eternally grateful to you fine people for helping us expand and get the word out. Also, we've got a killer group on Facebook. Feel free to join in on the discussion at facebook.com/groups/thisisnothappeningpod and become an official member of the syndicate. We do polls and we have questions for every episode to give you guys the opportunity to chime in and possibly let your voice be heard on our recordings. And please join us on our new Twitter at tinhxfilespod, no dash, to stay up to date on everything, moment to moment. Thank you, and remember, don't stop swimming.